Hey everyone, Temporal here, and for this session we are reviewing our Plat main tank player. We're going to see some Wrecking Ball, quite a bit of Reinhardt, so let's see how that one goes. And there we go. And obviously, again, for those who haven't already seen, there is the announcement about the Overwatch 2 closed beta. They will be selecting people for that, but you can sign up for what we hope is a lottery over at Play Overwatch right now. Okay, so we're rolling out over here. I like it. We look up and we don't see any sort of Widow up there. That costs too much health. So, not a huge deal, but you know, this is a stream. I don't need to say not a huge deal. Terrible. Terrible. A, you just lost all your speed colliding with this. Like, you got a little bit, but that's not what we wanted. B, look at this. How much of a distraction are you creating for your team? No. This isn't like, oh, my team is safe because they're shooting at me while my team is trying to rotate across here. Or across here, which might be good. Or, oh, they're shooting at me while my team peeks here and takes shots. Peeks here and takes shots. Those could be good. Or they're trying to dodge shots from my team so they can't shoot me as cleanly. All of those would be good things. But we went early, we collided with this and lost a bunch of our speed. No, we don't want to do that. And you're thinking, oh yeah, well, I'll hit this funny little bounce and I'll go through here and I'll have a little bit of cover against them. I can live with having cover against them, but honestly, your speed is better than having this cover. Your speed is a better defense than having this cover that's going to force you mostly to break your speed to go, I'm going to go like this weird little this way, then this way, then this way. That's too many right angle turns that you have to make as Wrecking Ball. Don't bother. Literally just go, no. I can wait a moment until my team looks like they're ready to peak, because you do want to use your team as a distraction or your team to use you as a distraction and then tether your way through. And honestly, you can just go this way. You can go in a more direct route. Watch out for Junkrat traps. Junkrat's better ones will put traps down here, that sort of thing, if they think, hey, maybe a Wrecking Ball is going to come through, which is somewhat reasonable right now. And then just go put yourself back here. Instead, you're going to go over here. Fine, but it doesn't change anything. You can still tether off this pillar, fireball yourself quickly, and then just use your mouse to turn and go this way. Very easily. Very easily, and you'd have at least another 100 health. At least another 100 health, plus you'd have bought time, if they spent this much attention on you, for your teammates to shoot at them while they were shooting at you. Full roast mode, please. We're on it. We're on it. You're just feeding ult charge. You literally just fed more than half a life bar of ult charge. You got the mega and you still don't really have armor, so you're going to lose this health again really fast. Okay, he's done. He's done. You can't join him. Nope. You've already missed your window. He went in, and you just have to accept that he went in and you weren't going to be able to help him. You just had to accept that because you weren't yet ready. And it's fine that you weren't ready. There was no way you were going to be ready in time. Like, you went, oh no, I know, I'll big brain it and I'll be faster than my team. And if I just go in immediately to go get set up, I can get set up before my team gets to the choke. And then when my team, because they, have zero attention span, zero patience, just immediately tries to go in when they get at the choke, I'll be ready to go in. You're never going to accomplish that. Unless it's like a second push, a third push, a later push after a previous wipe, you're not going to be able to get on this map from spawn to setup in time to then be actually set to go in when they go in if they immediately go in. It's just not going to happen. So instead, since that's not going to happen, since we're going to have to rely on our team to be a little bit patient anyways, or since we're going to have to let them do what Doom did here and just hope they don't die to one of those anyways, we want to be the distraction the first time, and we'll go in when they're there, when they could maybe get a pick from poking at the choke, when they could maybe get a pick from... Imagine if Doomfist had gone in when you'd rolled through like that. Not through the enemy team, but even when you just rolled through over this way when, hey, there's a little bit more distraction off of him because they want to be shooting at you. Or you get in and have full HP. Oh, those are both better.
Coordinate your attacks on the objective.
After about 2 months and a half of content coming soon, maybe, I don't know, we finally have a content coming in a month, right? Well, for some people who happen to get selected. Okay, so you're going in, but Doomfist is already out. You see this? This is important. Look how quickly Doomfist goes in and out. Congratulations. Doomfist used all of his abilities and is out. And now, you're about to hit with your first ability. No. And you also needed to figure out how to get 2 ability hits here. Okay, cool. You chose not to pile drive because you wanted to get a pile drive separately. You wanted to get this fireball hit. I'm good with that. Now, how are you going to get your tether? Are you going to find a way to bounce off of this? Are you going to find a way to bounce off of this? Are you going to hard turn and find a way to hit the side of this pillar and jump right as you hit the side of this pillar to get a little bit of height and immediately follow it up with a pile drive? What are you going to do? Because we do need to get our second hit here. No? Fine. Okay, that was not it. I mean, really, like, yeah, easy pile drive off the wall and back. There's a Rein shield, that's a problem. So you shoot at him a bit to turn him, and then, okay, you go do this one. I can live with that, but we didn't want pile drive down. We probably wanted to pile drive back on. With Wrecking Ball, it's the, hey, we do this, and we immediately 180 and pile drive back on. And we still do go back on, because when you pile drive, you move forward a little bit. But you've triggered your ability to pile drive because there's no, there's enough distance between you and the ground. Hey, Techno. What are you doing? So you go down here. Why are we even over there in the first place is really the better question. Pile drive back on. And you're trying to leave. You don't want to tether that high to leave. Because if you tether this high... Oh, that's not quite what we want. If you tether... Come on, game. Let me have control. If you tether this high, as you did here... And it's not going to let me aim correctly. If you tether up on this is the sort of tether you hit if you're trying to get enough speed to hit something and then go vertical and then pile drive after. That's not what I want. I want to get as much distance as possible, which is not a tether that's directly above. It could be like a tether over here. It could be like a tether over here, but I'm not going to tether up like this. You're going to get fireball speed before this pulls you back and slows you down, or starts to pull you up and slows you down, but just barely. You're better with tethers closer to the ground when you're just trying to get speed off of them. And that's what you want right now. This would honestly be a tether left right there. You'd anchor off that. And then you'd go through like that, and you'd be able to keep your tether pretty darn long before having to let go of it, which, hey, you only maintain fireball speed for so long, so if you can go, I'm able to maintain my tether for longer, you're sort of renewing your fireball speed for longer until you let go of it, as long as you don't overhold it and have it pull you back. I don't want to fight that. I don't want to fight that at all. I don't have armor. No, thank you. No, thank you. No, thank you. And then you're here when it ends. If you were at least going to fight it, you fight it, and then you immediately close the angle for your reload. There's no situation where I run out of ammo here. There's no situation where I run out of ammo right here while trying to take down a turret. You're generally not going to take down a Torb turret from range with a single clip from Wrecking Ball. You're going to have to do a little bit into the second clip if you're trying to take down a turret at range with Wrecking Ball, which means, and this sucks, you do have to go, hey, when my clip ends, I'm going to break line of sight, and then I'm going to come back, and then I'm going to do the silly long reload, and then shoot it for, 6 more bullets. Okay, maybe more than 6 more bullets, but a fourth of my second clip to break it. We still can't change the team colors in replay, so that'd be fun. Is Adam going to load up every game that any team my coach plays in and load up Atlanta Rein colors as the other team's colors? Is that what he's going to do? If we can change players in the replay. I know you just mean red and blue, but I'm taking it one step further. Okay. You got your mega. This is good. And just wait. Look at your team. Look at your team. Look at your team. Good. Is your team pushing? Is your team pushing? Two issues. A, that's an Anna, and it's incredibly obvious that you're going to come through here. She can hit this sleep. She can hit this sleep. She can't. You can't go at heroes that have stuns like Anna or Roadhog. You're less aware that the Roadhog is here. But you can't fireball at heroes that have stuns directly at them when they have the stun available off cooldown and they're pre-looking at you. If they're not pre-looking at you, you can absolutely get away with it. You can roll through an Anna. You can roll through a Wrecking Ball. You can even sometimes roll through a Brig or a Casty. But you can't roll into these heroes that have stuns when they're pre-looking at you. You just have to change lanes. You have to use your extreme mobility and short tether cooldown to go somewhere else. To go, yeah, I get that you're guarding me here. I'm going to show up over here. I'm going to show up around here. Whatever. You have to do that. It's not optional. You have to do it. Do not jump on targets that have stuns and are pre-looking at you without a Winston bubble anyway. And you don't count on getting, or without a Zarya bubble anyway. Nope. Even if this Roadhog hadn't been here, Plat Anna should be able to hit this sleep. Double ability hits is something I really fail at still. Okay, so you gotta just pre-plan that. Like, you don't have like 5 seconds to plan what you're gonna do in the next 5 seconds, but you just gotta go, I'm going in with this tether, and now how am I gonna think about, you know, like in this next second, I gotta think about as I'm going in with this tether, or for the second before I go in with this tether, how am I gonna get my pile drive? Or is it gonna be a case of, hey, I'm gonna hit them with the tether, I'm gonna shoot them a little bit, and then I'm gonna hit the tether the instant it comes up to hit them with a second tether and get out with it, and that's going to finish them out. Or, hey, I'm going to drop from above with a pile drive, or I'm going to fake my way off a cliff and come back on with a pile drive, and then I'll use the tether to finish them, or whatever the case may be here.
I've got you in my sights.
It was good that you, after the failed push, just went behind them and chilled back there. It was bad that you came in when your team wasn't actually pressuring them yet or quite ready to pressure them yet. It was still a good 2 seconds, 3 seconds away. It was also bad that you went into the opposing team when the Anna was staring right at you and she has a stun. You can't do that. You honestly don't even want to do that against some heroes that don't have stuns like Soldier, because they'll just chip you down too hard on your way in. And oh, your team was still 3 seconds from engaging? Your tether's on a 4-second cooldown? Would have been really, really cool to just go, oh, hey, yeah, that's annoying. Let me go ahead and pop myself. You know, I can just go, hey, I'll throw a tether there. I'll go like this. I'll swing up over here. I'll bounce. I'll do that. And now she thinks that you're coming from here, sure, but she's not totally sure. She's not totally sure. Did you actually manage to get yourself up here, for example? Oh, now she can't watch both of them. It's a little more annoying. Plus, once your team gets closer to being ready, she's going to want to turn back anyways to heal her team. Oh, now you get to go in. That's all it took. That's better in terms of your pathing, in my opinion.
Enemy turret detected.
Just leave. Okay. No, we're not fighting him.
Current status. Securing objective.
I don't love this. Getting away from Hog is correct. Playing, you know, hey, lead the Hog away, lead the Hog away, lead the Hog away, then go after the opponent. I can live with this. It's just not amazing because you're using your tether to set up your pile drive, and you obviously then don't get anyone with, well, not getting anyone with your pile drive isn't acceptable, but you now have both abilities on cooldown. That said, we'll deal. We'll deal. Where are you going? Sure. You can't really beat him. Okay, now you can beat him. Tether through him. Tether right through him. You're winning. Your adaptive shield usage was terrible, but you're winning. You just got the Mega. He's already out of his healing station. We're going to shoot at him just a little bit at the beginning because you immediately get pretty bad bloom, but we're going to shoot at him a little bit. Cool. Oh, he's looking at you now. He's looking at you, not sprinting. Great. Great. Tether right through him. Knock him into the wall, then you'll be on top of him. Your aim will be even easier. You'll have done another 50 damage to him. He'll be even further away from his healing station, and you'll go back to doing damage. You probably won't be in ball form long enough to get a reload, but I don't want to shoot at him more here. And, hey, I want to get this damage in now from my tether. Like, I want that. Because it means if the fight goes long enough, I might get another tether. I don't expect the fight to go that long. He should take you out before that. And see, when the fight goes long, he gets closer to you. And when he gets closer to you like that, he's potentially able to stop you from getting roll-through damage on him because you need a little distance to build up for it. Like, that was a duel that you'd actually won. It was like 65. It was like 65-35 in your favor. I'm not shooting from here. You can't make me. You have tether. What are you doing here? This is in no way where we want to be playing from. In no way do we want to be shooting from the choke. Maybe we have no cooldowns and we're shooting in from over here. We're shooting in from over here. We're shooting in from over here. Maybe we're doing that. Like, oh, hey, there's a brig over there that's just staring at me, or a roadhog that's just staring at me. I'm going to poke to be annoying because I'm not willing to just go into them when they have that stun and are staring at me. But there's no way I'm just shooting at them from the choke with my team behind me here. Not gonna work. One thing that will get me upset is Overwatch 2 is if we still can't change the team. Okay, we saw that already. Okay, back in you go. That's just you not having a plan. Okay. Yeah, I know. I know. We just didn't get a good engage here. Leave. Leave. Even in ball form, leave. There's nothing to be had here. Leave. You don't want to get wiped. If you get eliminated, you're going to end up back here, and you're going to have to force your way in ahead of your team again. You have clearly already lost this fight, so you just go ball form, you roll away and leave so that you can stay staged. Because if you can stay staged, A, that costs you less health. You don't have to spend health coming in this way that gets them ult charge that doesn't get you ult charge. But B, you don't have to end up in a situation where you respawn with or after your team, and and then you end up in a situation where your team potentially feeds while you're trying to take space again because they get bored, because they have no patience, that sort of thing. Whereas you eliminate that whole phase, if you just leave now, go get this Mega, and then you're ready the instant they're at the choke to hit and engage again. That's what we want. Good, you left.
System repaired.
Good. I'm glad you're learning, Carolina.
My ultimate is charging.
Ball can make that jump. Good luck with that. It's doable. Good. Good.
Minefield almost ready.
Okay. And you can go in and try to bail them out there. You don't know if that connected or not, but you do know that they're committing.
Enemy turret detected.
Not quite what we wanted. Into the pile drive. Yeah. You're done. You're done. You don't want to be here. Please tether and leave. Okay. No, not up like that. Not up like that. You see what this does? I have very little desire. I don't even have enough distance to get good speed here. I can barely get up to a fireball off of this. Like, you're too close to this to really get the height that you want for a pile drive. Well, to really get the speed. And because you can't get the speed, you can't get the height. Like, just throw your tether over here, or even over here with a little bit of height to it, and roll and just send yourself, woo, and go, you know, right on through them type thing. And then if you want to get fancy with a, hey, I'll pile drive off the edge, I'll pile drive back across the bridge, so be it. If you wanted to go up with this and, like, go into them and pile drive, you'd have had to hit this tether from further back where you have a little more distance to build your speed, which will actually get you more height. This is just going to be sad. You see how you got no height off of that? You want to be lower with these tethers if you want to. If you have less distance available to you before you need to build speed, just go lower with your tethers. You can't beat her. Yeah. You didn't want to unball and fight. You just wanted to hit the roll through. You don't need to constantly be in the fight, like, brawling with the other team. As Wrecking Ball, you can, with your gunner mode. You're perfectly happy to get your hits, get your roll through, get your pile drive, and then shoot from outside the fight back into the fight for a second or two until your tether's up again. Or go, hey, do something fancy, like this isn't a great map for it, but hey, I'm over here. I do my roll through. I get a roll through. I get a pile drive. I hit another tether to leave, get people, and using this tether I get over here, and now I've only got to wait 2 seconds before my tether's back up again to go back in type thing, even though the fight is happening the whole time. Like, you're okay with that as Wrecking Ball. Leave. Okay. Did you know where anything was to hit with this? Like, that can work if you know where the opponents are. This is going to take some practice for you. Like, yes, this could be a legitimate engage. It could be. I don't particularly like it. Your team is in the right place for it to sort of be a legitimate engage, but I'm going to be honest, I'm much more happy to just go over here and go, hey, let me hit my roll through from here, or let me threaten to hit my roll through from here, and that's great. Hit a quick roll through, knock people back, hit this corner, pop up off of it, and pile drive, and then hop myself up here and leave. Like, oh, hey, that was pretty fun. Or, oh, hey, let me just hit my quick roll through and then loop my way down here and leave type thing. Like, all of these help. This, Yeah, walls for speed, ceilings for height. You got it. Sure. You've correctly decided this is over.
Watch your back.
And you're switching heroes. Well, it was fun while it lasted. But now they know you play Reinhardt, so all they're going to say is please play Reinhardt for the rest of the game. It was a trap, you see? When watching your ability mini guide, how does the 2 abilities apply to soft dives before the actual engage phase? You can mix pile drives into soft engages, but the reality is a soft engage is just you disrupting the opponent a little bit, and if something happens to be there that opens up an elimination, like your tracer goes and double blinks in and takes a 1 clip, sure, but it's not supposed to be a hard commit when you're soft diving, and generally pile drive is one of the signs that it's a harder commit. So if you're trying to actually get eliminations, if you as Wrecking Ball are trying to get an elimination on someone, you probably need to hit them with 2 abilities. You're not necessarily trying to get eliminations during soft dives. You're trying to move opponents around, or you're trying to create openings. You're trying to allow your team to rotate by dislodging the enemy, or you're trying to mess them up a little bit to mess up their rotation, or you're knocking someone out. You're really just, messing things up a little bit, allowing your DPS to take position, that sort of thing. That's kind of what a soft dive is. So since you aren't trying to get an elimination yourself on a squishy in those, you're more having, let me go for maximum disruption. You don't have to hit with 2 abilities for soft dives. A trap to play Rein. Yep, but you failed ball too many times. That's how you learn. That's a corner. That's a corner. I know with one eye, the depth perception can be a little tough, but we send the fire strike here. It's pretty generous. We don't send the fire strike here. But hey.
I'm taking care.
Any value in farming ult with big drives? Yeah, no, his ult is solid, and you charge his ult up quite quickly if you're doing a lot of hits. So yeah, as long as you can use Wrecking Ball's ult well, that's perfectly fine. And doing a bunch of soft dives to farm his ult up, yeah, that can be useful. and then having a... Okay. So this is wrong. Cool. You do want to shield for a moment, just a moment, and now you're done. Mercy's out. She messed up. You need to let go of this shield. When you're playing against Roadhogs, usually the mode is actually to let him hit you with the initial burst of his whole hog, because you want it to knock you back. Because it won't knock you back when you have your shield up, but it will when it does, you know, regular damage to you. So you want to sort of get knocked back pretty quickly by it. Here it's okay with me that you shielded for an instant, so you can step here so that the knockback, instead of sticking you against the wall, sends you back, but you overstayed your welcome by about a third of a second. And more than a third of a second there. You continued to hold it, and there's no reason. You wanted him to knock you back a little. Anna, you're fired. In no way do I want this Nano. Biggest frustration of this game was your team not rotating together? Okay. Make sure you're catching Casty with these. Okay. You have a full shield back. Your Anna's here. You're gonna walk. Swing, swing. She loses. Okay. Ooh. Ooh! Unfortunate. Walked into that one. Spot striking while being whole hog equals from Elsart, I stab at thee. My frustration with Rein is usually your team stacking with you too hard. Yeah. There's times when you do want them to rotate with you together, but the reality is if someone's not rotating with you, as long as they're not then trying to go the direction that we went, you don't need to be worried about it. If they then try to go the direction you went just later, that's a problem.
60 seconds remaining.
Oh yeah, and I missed all the charges. Well... Sure. Okay. Just keep going. Just keep going at this point. They clearly aren't interested. Just keep going. Push the Casty. You know that this Casty doesn't have an infinite number of... Or now it's a Junkrat. But you know this Casty and Junkrat don't have an infinite number of friends. And I'm going to be honest, Reinhardt plus Anna is pretty happy to take this on. Like, oh, you guys are going to fight me in an enclosed space? I don't love it, but I'll do it. And hey, we can make something happen over here. But that's fine. So you're deciding to push main instead. You were okay pushing left. Just stabilize. Yeah, you're trying very hard to make your team push left.
30 seconds remaining.
Which is fine. I'd have just been okay with just 2 or 3 of you pushing left as well. Okay. Shield. Oh, that's nice. We're done. Close the angle. We're gonna send Flux into it, it's okay.
10 seconds remaining.
I'd have probably preferred to wait out the whole hog in the window, but your team just brute forced it. Fine with me.
Score.
Your favorite Ryans are the ones that stand in the middle of the choke, burning their shield before the team arrives. That's a funny way to say least favorite. Big anti-nano? Yeah, they did.
Ready for battle.
Let's shoot for a new high score.
Okay, and we are rolling on through with our Reinhardt. This is not a wrecking ball, and I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed that this isn't a wrecking. It's fine. You can play Reinhardt if you want. But don't let your team pressure you into playing the bad hero. He's still kind of fun. It's just not super fun with what's being played right now.
1. Attackers incoming.
What? No one's gonna be there. No,
Attackers incoming.
that's too early. No, 2 seconds. 2 seconds, and then travel time. How many heroes get from here to here in 2 seconds plus a fire strike's travel time? Let's just show you this. Because you launched your fire strike at 2 seconds after the round started. Okay. Easiest dodge of their life. I don't want... You almost caught the Hanzo. You almost caught the Sigma. But I don't want to catch them here. I want to catch them here. Like, that's way harder for them. That's way harder for them because, oh, shoot, the fire strike is immediately in their face, as opposed to, oh, we see the fire strike coming and we have time to dodge this slow. Yes, it is a slow projectile in fire strike. This right now is about when you send your fire strike. You're about 2 seconds too early for that fire strike. I was gonna say, show where the fire... Yeah, we did. I mean, not quite a bird's eye, but we gave you a pretty good one. Okay, and then we just gave up a bunch of shield. Why exactly? What are we doing? I don't mind giving my team a little bit of shield to play right here, but I'm not Rein dancing like this. I'm giving them a little bit of shield probably from here, and then I'm scooting my way right to show my team that what I'm doing, and then dropping my shield. And you probably couldn't get me below 800 shield like this. Like, I'm already done. I'm already scooting my way over here, and then dropping my shield. My shield's... You're at 400 shield and you have no cover. What's your plan? Are we gonna go fight this Sigma? If we're gonna hard commit on this Sigma, this is fine that we went this way. Usually we drift this way because it's better cover, and we do a better job of stopping them from coming in, that sort of thing. If they go past us to point or go this way, it's a little more complicated, but at least we've got some high ground. But if we went this way to go get the Sigma, I'm down with it. What are we doing? Losing. Losing is what we're doing. I don't really want that pin. So, don't get me wrong, this could work, but my pin sort of like, you beat him up so easily with your hammer. So easily. You can pin him if you want, but he just goes down so easy to your hammer. You don't have pin, you don't have shield. This is over. You did drop in charge on Sig, yeah.
I don't think you understand the gravity of this situation.
He was separated from his team, which he's allowed to do, but he was separated from his team in a place where there was cover between him and his team, so his team couldn't shoot at him or couldn't shoot you in the back if you went after him. Right, pinning him into your point would have been an option. I'd have just taken him with the hammer. Again, he was pretty separated from his team. Okay. You're trying. Your team's in. Why are we backing? Why are we backing? Why are we backing? Why are we backing? Why are we... Why? So let's watch this. You have full barrier. Your Doomfist just came out. Your Doomfist just came out. Your Diva's in. They're using shift. They've used lamp. Doomfist is in. You're walking. My Doomfist is going to hit hard right now. My Diva's going to have trouble getting out still. I just want to press W. I might shield W. I might left click W. But I'm pressing W. I do not want to continue to let the Sigma, BAP, Hanzo, Pharmacy team poke at me with my Reinhardt, Diva, Doomfist team. I do not want to let them continue to poke at me. So, like, this fight has started. I don't want to back out of this fight and try to, like, re-stabilize type shenanigans. I'm close enough to fight this team. I want to fight this team. True, Ryan Chad's unpine death. Well, maybe not quite that. But I want to press W. This fight only gets worse. This fight only gets worse. Oh, why are we only willing to brawl with the poke team after we're up one? If we're not willing to brawl with the poke team until after we're up one, we're going to lose. Because it's way more likely that the poke team is going to get a pick than we are. Yeah, sometimes Doomfist is going to get a pick. He's pretty good at pickoffs. But the team with Hanzo, Sigma, BAP, Pharmacy is more likely to get picks in the poke phase. So, like, we're misdetermining when we should be brawling versus when we shouldn't be brawling. Like, oh, we need to get ahead first. No, we want to get on them and brawl when everyone is as close to full-on resources as they can be. That would be just fine with us. Now, that doesn't mean that we just press W on them immediately down a long straightaway, but if we are pulled in by our teammates going in, or if they start to walk past a choke and we can be tight on that choke, we love to brawl with these guys. It makes sense to walk in a poke team. Yeah. It's fine. You're fine. Okay. I'm okay with dropping your shield for a moment here because you're trying desperately to juggle between your regular health and your shield health. I'm good with that. I just wouldn't do a fire strike because I don't actually have that much regular health to play with. Okay, got it off. I didn't want to back off. I didn't want to back off. I was kind of getting what I needed here. I had this nice short sight line. I guess I can back off to this sight line if I want, to right here, to this box. And yes, it's hard for your Anna to get you here. You can definitely get stuck, don't get me wrong. This is a little better for that, but neither of them are great. I'm just going to assume you were trying to back off to here, and you were trying to bait them into believe you were backing off here, so then you then you shattered. The disappointed blinking. Yeah. You can't make me.
You're powered up. Get in there.
I mean, they're tightly bound because they're all stacking behind the window, but it's also a window. They do double damage. Okay. Okay. Sure. I can't really recommend that we jump at people's windows. I mean, yeah, you can push through their window to take their window away from them, especially with that nano. I just wouldn't have. But hey, your Doomfist is all W. So you've got to adjust to your Doomfist being all W. Blinking is just 2 winks at once. Okay. Mistook. What's our Doomfist timing? Okay. Push. So some things are going to happen. We're thinking about things for our engagement timing. Are they close to us? Are they down on some of their major cooldowns? What does our Doomfist push cycle look like? Those are all things that we're caring about a lot right now. So here we are. Our Doomfist is up there. He just left. Hook just missed. Barrage just happened. I want to walk. My Doomfist will go back in. I know what Doomfist timings look like. Yes, I saw him punch out, but he will go back in before that Hook's back is back up. Hook is not up right now. They just used Barrage. So I want to... Wait, was that not Barrage? I swore I just saw Barrage. No, it was just the Valk. Okay. My bad. I thought we saw Barrage there. You can kite this if you want. But now we have this purple. It's so juicy. Good. I don't want to just give him a shield. I can see you just giving them a shield. I can see it. Get your cover. You have 435 health. You have a hammer. I'm so good with the swings. The swings! The swings you can cancel into blocks, and 49 HP barriers do still block hooks. Why would we fire strike there? That's one enemy. That's one enemy. We do not melee range point blank fire strike a single enemy when our hammer's available to us. No. If it's not going to finish him off, we don't want it. Use the pillar. There's the rock. Okay. Your problem is you are not charging from high ground? Semitic? You're not Semitic. Who are you and what did you do with Semitic? I see you there, blah. If there's a Doomfist on either team, knowing how to count to 5 means you win the game. Well, it does help. Okay. Yeah, so I'll deal. I don't need that fire strike, but I can deal. You at least hit it properly. I'm fine with it. I'm not going to be too bothered. You hit it properly. You get caught by that. You're just not aware of where he is. Yeah, we're good. We're good.
Onwards to victory. My shots find them.
Ah, I see Blah dual boxing there. He hacked Semitic's account and he's up posting on his account. Oh, yes, you did. You absolutely said something. You said your problem is not your charging is you are not charging from the high ground. You just channeled it through Semitic's account. Okay. It's fine. Just keep donating shield. Keep donating shield until your health's better. Go. By the way, this is when you pin Sigmas. They're just outside of your swing range and they're locked into their shift there. This is when you pin Sigmas. No, the high ground charges were learned from and inspired by Semitic. Ah. You missed all the charges? That's unfortunate. Okay, just do what you can with the Pharaoh. Okay. Do take your swing. You've got full health. And now you've angled them both in the correct direction. And now you just go right. Oh boy. Oh boy. Why did you re-peek? You didn't, like, re-peek, but, like, you do this, totally fine. You put your shield up, and you want to keep going right. And, yeah, you have to go like that. No. You can take a step left to go back further like this, because you don't want the barrage on you. But what are you doing stepping this way during a barrage? What is that about? What is that about? If anything, we're folding our shield back to try and let the missiles go past us. No. Doesn't have rock. Oh, almost. That would have been an okay one. He didn't have rock. The Sig there didn't have rock, but yes. Pin is a fun ability. Sure, we're pushing up left. I like it. Okay, I guess. I would have been perfectly happy to push left for another second, but sure. Sure. You landed a pin. You did. See? We found the one pin you landed. This is over. Sure, you can fire strike it. You're ahead enough. You don't need to block this. You can keep swinging. Why are we shielding so hard? Were you just trying to block his heals? Is that what you were doing? If you're trying to block his heals, you'd have kept going forward while letting your team fight the hog. If you weren't trying to block the heals, you'd have kept swinging at the hog because you were perfectly healthy and had support paying attention to you. That was weird. Like, I'm annoyed. This is a good situation we've created. Mercy's gone. Purple hog. I'll live with the fire strike. It's fine. You have full health. You're closing on him. Whatever. You're swinging at this hog. You're swinging at this hog. You decide that you want to shield. Maybe because he's doing take a breather and you do half damage to him. But if that's the case, I want to keep my shield between hog and his friends. I don't want to keep backing up. I'm perfectly happy to take this to keep his friends out. Like, let me go stand here and shield across. That sort of thing. And I don't care if he hooks me or anything. If he's paying too much attention to me, Cassidy, Mercy boosted Cassidy, will take him out. That just makes me sad. There's a living hog there. Okay. But why? Like, I guess. Yeah, I'm not terribly shocked. Your team is like, and that's kind of part of where my why is coming from. Your team has no angles. Your team isn't going to follow up on it. With Hog was who we wanted, but okay. More saddened by the shatters. Well, yeah. You don't have a choice. You're trying. Okay. Just drop and go around. I've got nothing to do here. There's absolutely no way I can challenge them through the window. I have no shield left. Like, sure, I'll swing at this Reaper, but I'm honestly thinking about going around here and looking for something cute. Be it a pin through here, be it a walk over here and attack them from the side of their window that they can't use. I mean, if they want to walk through and shoot me through the window like that, that's fine with me. My team will destroy them. You have full health. I don't want to go this way. I don't want to go this way. As soon as you chased out the Reaper, oh, look at what smaller, more mobile Reinhardt is up to. You could have done this. You could have done this and it would have been fun. Somehow that forward corner doesn't exist as safe in my mind because they can flank from the right side. I mean, sure they can. How will Bap get value from his ult, though, if you don't stand in front of it? Have to play honorably? Nah, we don't do that. No fair fights. What was that? Here you are. Okay. Fine, you get stunned. Are you going to go to the right? Are you going to shield and go to the right? You're going to shield and go to the left. What's to the left? What's over here? Oh, you wanted to go forward? Then why didn't we just go forward in the first place? Why did we donate shield going left first? Trying to anchor some attention mid. Delp your team will go left. Doesn't work, but it was reasonable. Sure. You're good.
30 seconds remaining.
I can live with that. But temporal, if I don't shield the BAP window, my team will take damage because they're standing in the middle of the open. The first 2 seconds of the BAP window are all that matter. You can shield it for the first second if you want. Why? So, like, here we are. We hit a pin. We immediately turn for the shatter. We think there's a little more here than there is. Unfortunate, we only get the diva. We swing into the diva, which I'm totally fine with. Okay, cool. I'm good. I'm good. We're scared. We're taking damage. We got someone off the board. This helps. I like that. Why are we fire striking? We're interested in slowing this game down. We have respawn advantage. We're interested in slowing the fight down. We don't have any immediate openings to take advantage of. And we're at half health and we have a full shield available to us. And we're going to fire strike? Why? You don't have cover to hide this fire strike behind. You're at half health once again. Your team has respawn advantage. You need to slow this fight down. Like, this is the right answer is, oh, we slow the fight down with our shield. No problem.
It's Plat.
There is still more to my tale.
Coming out on the Wrecking Ball, or coming out on the Reinhardt here is like, okay. You could go back to the Wrecking Ball that you started this game on. It would be a bit better, especially since you just used Shatter. But Reinhardt's okay as a late character here. Oh, there we go. You like pinning this diva. Slow it down. Slow it down. This is a shield. It's really cool. You have a full shield. Okay. They've got no ticks. You're fine. You're fine. In order to lose this fight, all of your people are alive, even if they're not here yet. In order for you to lose this fight, you have to do something stupid. If this fight just goes slowly and is slowed down, your team will win. Everyone's alive again. You have the much closer respawn. Just don't do something foolish. There's a baby diva right next to you. Swing at the baby diva. Swing at the baby diva. You have 2 little health to go let me fire strike while the Sigma and Bap can shoot at me. No, 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 no.
Then face me.
I'm not turning away that hard. Okay, you have health. You swing. I like it. Swing at the Sigma. You have plenty of health. Swing! Swing! I'm just gonna be sad now. She did go for the pin on the Sig. For some reason, Sig is a pin, not a pin magnet because the pins aren't hitting Sig, but is like is causing One Eye here to go, I must press pin button, which, yeah. Uh-huh. There's nothing you can do that life. It's just that him and pins run the same pole, so they repel. There we go. Oh. Okay. Extra time rounds, anyone's game. Should have been able to lock this one up. Could have with a, little more calculated play in terms of, hey, I don't have health. If I'm going to go for anything, it's going to be a swing that I can cancel into a shield. I'm on my spawn, I can't just hard shield because then the opponents won't respect it. The opponents will abuse it too hard. So you do have to be willing to mix into swings when you had like 240 health anyways, but not the fire strikes. Not the fire strikes. We're really too attracted to the medium or just outside of short range fire strikes. We're a little too attracted to those. As well as the pinning Sigmas that are there for the taking with our hammer. Sig is looking submissive and pinnable. It's bait! It's bait! It's been bait all game.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Attackers incoming. Defend objective A.
I mean, Sig does look vulnerable. To the hammer. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. That's juicy. I get why you went for it. Mm-hmm. Oh, we want to go fight a diva? Fine, let's walk on her. Sure. Okay. What are we doing? Are we going to fight something? We can't just post out and try to hold this space. We have to decide which one we're going to fight. We're not going to go, oh, I'm going to shield and keep Diva out while my team fights something. Diva's not that dangerous at range anyways. We have to either go fight the Diva, or we have to go fight this team, or we need to set up in a more permanent spot. But we're not going to just stand here and try to, like, block out the Diva. If we're dealing with the Diva, let's go deal with the Diva. Let's walk at her and force her to leave, or force her to boost her past us, in which case we'll turn around and counterpin whatever. But we aren't going to just try to hold this space like you're doing. Like, her poke is bad, but it's better than yours.
30 seconds remaining.
Mm-hmm. Oh, cool. And now we're going to get a turnaround and pin. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, this was the time for the drop down here and hit the pin in this direction thing, either through Sigma or Diva. But, okay. Okay. He's free. Free. You can shield. So this is okay. Could have stayed on Sigma here. Perfectly fine to swing at the Diva. Oh, I see micro missiles. Might as well shield. Might as well shield. You can shield. You can put your shield right in her face to make the micro missiles blow up and self-damage her. But hey, no need to swing through this. If, you know, you were about to finish her off, that'd be one thing, but she's still got a fair amount of health.
10 seconds remaining.
Mm-hmm. Don't know why we felt the need for that fire strike. Swing still hits Diva just fine. Free. He does need to... Okay.
Nano boost administered.
Onwards to victory. Round 3.
I wanted her to pin that Sig that time. 3 votes for pin Sig. The Rein Council has decided. I'm on team always pin Sig. No, don't do that, Sonic Theater.
Score.
Yeah, micro missiles will self-damage Diva. If they blow up in her face, they'll self-damage her.
Initiating match.
Which Winston is very, very happy for in the 1v1.
Ready for battle.
Yep, sticky damage was hurt. Sticky bombs hurt Echo. Farah rockets hurt Farah.
Attackers incoming. Defend objective A.
There's still a few self-damages in the game. They've removed some, but there's still a few. Okay. No. Good. Sure, just swing. Good. They're down Lamp and Doomfist. We just W. We just W. Not Fire Strike. W. W. Why? Why must you hurt me so? No, I don't care. I don't care about this Fire Strike. I just want to press W. W. Shield up. Shield up. Shield hop with W. Shield hop with W. Shield hop with W. Okay. Why am I dropping my shield? I have not yet touched the ground. I've not yet touched the... Okay, we are just about to touch the ground, but I haven't actually done it. And I can see the rock. The rock has a wind-up. Like, yes, I'm shield hopping. Yes, shield hopping takes some of the brain power. But, like, oh, look at this. Look at this. Oh, there's a wind up to that. You can see those coming. Swing, swing. Fortify's over. We swing some more. We swing some more. You want to go clear the other one? Fine. You can go clear the Torb. Go clear Torb, or we can walk. This is a little dicey, but we can walk. No, you see how ugly this got? You see how ugly this got? Now you're in this situation where they're shooting at you from here and here. If you'd gone faster in, you could have actually stayed on the Orisa, and I'd have been fine with this. But you were like, let me go fire strike the Torb turrets, and then you saw Torb over here, and you went, now I'm going to go. Well, Orisa was now away from you, so you weren't able to just stay glued to targets that you were swinging at, which would have made your rush viable, even with them having some angles. You could have overpowered it, because they couldn't have peeled it effectively enough. But as soon as you let her get away at all, your right answer became, well, I have to push the Torb back as well. And if you push the Torb back, well, then all of the opponents are going to be over here, and then your team is shooting in from here, and you're walking in from here, and we're happy. I don't need to... Okay, fine. Heart shield. Nade worked out in your favor.
Hammer down!
Okay. Yeah! You did not just fire strike here. Goodness. What are you dancing for? So we fire strike with no health. With no health, we fire strike, rather than just pressing W. We block the rock, which I'm good with. Okay, and we're going to walk towards opponents. We want to keep opponents in or just outside of swing range so that if we get healed at all, we can swing at them. That's what we want to do. That's all we want to do right now. We're not backing off at this point. We know we're not backing off at this point. We want to advance with them. You might be covering the Mercy Res. I can live with that. Fine. Now, please walk on an opponent. 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 Okay, I don't necessarily need you to swing yet, but your shield is pretty weak. Yeah, I'm not swinging. Shield back up, shield back up, shield back up. The fortify's up. Don't try to swing into the fortified Orisa. Don't do it. You could go back on Orisa now. You could have just shielded through the fortify.
You're powered up. Get in there.
Mm-hmm. Hey, you found the Sigma with a pin.
Keep out of my...
You've survived a lot of scary fire strikes? Yeah.
Do I have your attention yet?
We got it. We did. We did.
Victory.
Okay. You got it. We like it. We'll take it. Okay. Him cramming himself into a corner, but you got it. Always been sick. No. The hammer. The hammer is better than the fire strike. The hammer is also better than the pin in a lot of situations. So, imagine. No. One Eye does not need double fire strikes. One Eye definitely doesn't need double fire strikes. So One Eye, I can see that you're hiding some of your fire strikes, and I appreciate that. You've taken that to heart, and you've done the, hey, I'll throw my fire strike, and I'll hide as I'm doing it type thing. I appreciate that. That's good. However, you're too happy. You're too happy to do the, they're just outside of my hammer range. Let me fire strike as I walk at them thing. And you got to remember, if they're not looking at you, if they're running from you, that might be worth it. If they're running from you, sure, their eyeballs aren't on you. They're not really going to shoot you. But if they're paying attention to you, most characters are going to be like, I'm going to shoot you back harder than you're going to shoot me. And I don't want you fire striking to take away your opportunity to half a second later swing on them. The hammer is your friend. I want less fire strikes in the open. The fire strikes that you're doing with cover are mostly fine. Those are good. But in the heat of combat, you're really too happy to fire strike people rather than to appropriately balance your shield and your movement to get to the opponent where you can swing at them, probably swing at them multiple times, make them get super scared and run away or eliminate it. Like, there's too much fire striking in the actual open in the middle of combat that we're worried about. In the poke phase, I can live with your fire strikes, no problem. But in the actual brawl phase, when someone gets a little bit of separation from you, you're too happy to go for those fire strikes when you need to go, nope, I'm just going to W at you with my shield. And once I W at you with my shield, I'm either going to stay roughly in or just outside of swing range until I get healed, or if I have the health, I'm going to swing at you. Or, if neither of those seem like options, I'm going to just leave and go get cover, that sort of thing. I'm not going to just dance in the open. If I'm dancing in the open, it's because I expect I'm going to get healed, or I'm at a place where just a little bit of healing would make me comfortable swinging on you. So, like, that's something that we really want to be aware of. I want your mid-fight combat to be more swing heavy. I want to see less fire strikes in the middle of combat. Again, if they're turning around and running from you, fine. If it's going to be the final hit, okay. But a Roadhog who's using Take a Breather, it's not going to be the final hit on, for example. So, like, that we want to be aware of. Mid-fight, the shield and the hammer. Shatters are also okay, but the shield and the hammer are mostly what we're going for. Pins can happen. Your pins definitely are going to need some work. When you're going for your pins into your own team can be fine. Pins, that are short-range pins can be fine, and I see you going for short-range pins, but you're going for a lot of short-range pins when yes, you could make your pin accuracy better, and that would make some of these short-range pins perfectly acceptable, to be honest. Some of the pins that you go for are reasonable pins. Like, they're acceptable pins, and your accuracy just isn't very good, and you'll need practice with that. You need to remember that pin has a wind-up, so you do need to predict their movement a little bit. Like, that is something you have to do with pin. Reinhardt is the projectile, and it's sort of a slow wind-up projectile that you're going for there. So that can get better a little bit from practice, from going, hey, I'm going to do this. But I'm going to be honest, you can get a lot of value just from using the hammer. The hammer is really good. I pinned him for 300 damage. Okay, 2 swings got you, 160 damage? Like, okay, well, that's pretty good. That's pretty good, and you can get that done in the time you can do even a point-blank pin. So, and there's no chance of missing that. So, I kind of like that one. You're not going to get canceled out of that with a rock because you can shield. You're not going to get canceled out of that with a fortify. You're not going to get canceled out of that with a halt, that sort of thing. I want to see you swinging your hammer more. I want to see less in melee range or just outside of melee range fire strikes. I would like to see less pin attempts that are, hey, let me go for these. But honestly, some of your pin attempts are okay. You just don't have the pin accuracy yet. So you could ignore me and go, I'm going to go hard in the other direction and I'm going to work on my pin accuracy, which is going to require you to pin a lot. But if that's what you're doing, I do actively want you thinking about, hey, how is this opponent going to move? I either need to hide my pin wind up in some way, like a drop pin like this, where they weren't expecting it, so they're not reacting, so they're not moving to make my pin harder. Or, hey, I'm pinning in such a way where, I'm predicting where they want to go, that sort of thing, and our predictions are going to have to get a little bit better, and you get that with practice with projectiles, but do think about your windup. You can't aim where they are, you have to aim where they're going to be, if we're going to go for our pins there. And you do have to think about, do they have a rock? Do they have a hook? Do they have fortify? All of these things that can mess up your pin there. Shatters. Yeah. Shatters are a thing. Sigma has a shield. There wasn't a ton of respect paid to Sigma having a shield. Yeah, like, you can shatter a little bit more in the heart of combat to try to get things off. You can shatter a little bit more. Like, you can go for the later fight shatters, and I probably would recommend going for the later in the fight shatters more than the let me try to start this fight with shatter that you were going for, especially when there's a Sigma on the board. Sigma just does not have much difficulty blocking Rein shatters. So if he's on the board, you're kind of going to be better off going for the, hey, Shatter's a cheap ult. Shatter's an ult I can use even when we're up one. Shatter's an ult I can use even when we're down one. Like, it's not going to be the end of the world if I use a Shatter in a fight and we don't win the fight, or I use Shatter in a fight that we were winning but hadn't locked away yet. Like, some later fight Shatters are going to help you here. But the biggest thing is in the actual brawl phase, I want you looking for more excuses to use your hammer, less to use your fire strike. More excuses to use your hammer, which means using your shield to get two things to swing at them, or going, oh, there's not going to be a chance in using your shield to get out. No, Shatter, this game made me excited. It's true. It's true. The number one rule of Shatter is everything wreck Shatter. It's true. It's true. Okay, so then we move over to your Wrecking Ball, and we talked a lot about Wrecking Ball. You didn't play a ton of him, but we did talk a lot about your Wrecking Ball. When it comes to your Wrecking Ball, on the openings there, I do want you to recognize that, hey, you would like your team to be poking. If you're going to go through a place where you're going to take a lot of poke, we do want our team to be in a place where they can do something while we're creating that distraction. It's going to take you going to take positioning once, and then the second time is you actually going in from a different direction than your team. But you do want to do that. Like, that is useful. That is what we want to do. That is how the hero works. So let's get that right. And then we want to get our tethers right. You're going too vertical with your tethers when it makes sense to go more horizontal for a lot of these tethers when you're going for speed. And I don't want to overwhelm you. I just gave you a lot of things to think about. We talked about, hey, you're, really going swing heavy in the brawl, less with the fire strikes, because your fire strikes are fine in the poke phase. Your fire strikes are fine in the poke phase, but your mid-fight fire strikes aren't really what we want. We talked a little bit about pinning. You can either go, hey, I'm going to go more for the hammer, or you can specifically work on your pinning, thinking on where your opponents are going to go. Go for, again, some of the pins you went for are fine. You just need to work on your predictions with them. And then the last thing that we talked about on Reinhardt there was your Shatters, where against these Sigmas, you're just going to have to find some later in the fight Shatters, because you're just not going to get the, aha, I surprised you when I shattered a bunch of you. The reaction time for Sigma is just too easy for this in a lot of situations. Yeah. So that's a lot of things, and then we gave you 2 on Wrecking Ball. I don't want to give you more than that. That's 2. That's already really more than I would expect you to work on. Please try to work through those things one thing at a time, and it really is more hammer is the thing that I want you to work on most coming out of this VOD review. Less fire strike when they're just outside of range, more walk on them and hammer, or walk on them to create hammer opportunities. Number 1 rule of Wrecking Ball is leave voice chat so you don't have to hear we need a shield. Ever. Absolutely. Got it? Gonna work on all, preferably one at a time. Next VOD all ball. Works for me. Like, you don't have to. I obviously had fun with reviewing Wrecking Ball there, but you don't have to play Wrecking Ball if you want to be playing Reinhardt. But yes, if you want to be playing Wrecking Ball, I'm absolutely down for it. Let's review some Wrecking Ball. Once you take this pill, your third eye opens. There we go. Or second eye, I guess, since it's Rein. There we go. Okay, I hope you guys have enjoyed. If you have, please do drop a like. Consider subscribing if you have not already done so. And I will, let's see, a quick look here. Wrecking Ball was a little more painful. Yeah. Later fight Shatter sounds great. Good. Charge on CDs says 3 takeaways. Always been Sigma. Button should always be orange. Fire strike at critical health. No, those are not the takeaways. Charge on CD. Temporal is lying to us again. Pit is clearly better. LH Cloudy getting nervous. There we go. Okay. Thank you, Cat and Box. No problem, Carolina. Okay, that's going to do it. I will see you guys in the next